We all know that the 2019 racing drama starring Christian Bale and Matt Damon was a huge hit. But did you know that it almost starred Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise instead? Yep, you heard that right. The two megastars were originally supposed to headline the film. But as Brad Pitt reveals, Tom Cruise's reason for passing on the project is absolutely hilarious. Let's break it down! A decade before Ford vs. Ferrari hit theaters, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise were attached to play the roles of Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles, the iconic figures at the center of the racing drama. And for a while, it seemed like the ultimate dream team, Cruz bringing his action star energy and Pitt adding his signature charm. But as Pitt recently shared with The National, things came to a screeching halt when they both realized something important about the story. So, why did Tom Cruise walk away from this blockbuster project? Here's the kicker, he didn't get to drive enough. Yup, you read that right. According to Pitt, both he and Cruz were eager to star in the movie, but there was a major snag when Cruz found out that his character, Carroll Shelby, wouldn't be behind the wheel for much of the film. In contrast, Ken Miles was getting to race the cars. And for someone like Tom Cruise, who's known for his death-defying stunts, not getting to drive wasn't going to cut it. Pitt shared, "Tom and I for a while there were on Ford v Ferrari with Joe Kosinski to direct. This was about 10 years before the guys who actually made it, and made it a great movie. What it came down to is that we both wanted to drive, and Tom wanted to play Shelby, and I wanted to play Ken Miles." And when Tom realized that Carroll Shelby would not be driving much in the movie, it didn't come through.
We heard he's difficult.
No, Ken's a puppy dog.
Now, if you know anything about Tom Cruise, you'll know that he's not exactly shy about pulling off crazy stunts. Planes, helicopters, base jumping, you name it. Cruz has done it all. But apparently, when it came to Ford versus Ferrari, if he wasn't getting behind the wheel of a car, it wasn't going to happen. And honestly, that sounds like a very Tom Cruise thing to do. For a guy who hangs off airplanes mid-flight, playing a pit lane legend just wasn't going to cut it. So, the movie carried on without him, and Christian Bale took over the role of Ken Miles.
You need a pure racer behind the wheel of your car. That's Ken Miles.
As you can imagine, Brad Pitt couldn't help but laugh when reflecting on the situation. He said, "So, I'm not sure how that's going to work in a potential F1 sequel, but we'll give it a go. I'd love to. Imagine being in a position where you're in a potential racing sequel, but you definitely don't have Tom Cruise revving up the engines next to you." Still, it's great to see that Brad's open to the idea of diving into more racing action, especially considering how much fans love his role as Sonny Hayes in Apple's F1.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
But here's where things get wild. A potential F1 sequel isn't the only thing on the horizon. Director Joseph Kosinski has mentioned the possibility of a Days of Thunder sequel, and that's where things get really interesting. Tom Cruise's character, Cole Trickle, could cross paths with Brad Pitt's Sonny Hayes, leading to an epic battle between the two characters. Can you imagine these two racing against each other? It would be the ultimate showdown for racing fans everywhere. Kosinski even hinted at an idea where Cole Trickle and Sonny Hayes were once rivals. In a conversation with GQ UK, he said, "Right now, it'd be Cole Trickle, who was Cruz's Days of Thunder character. We find out that he and Pitt's Sonny Hayes have a past. I heard about this epic go-kart battle on Interview with the Vampire that Brad and Tom had, and who wouldn't pay to see those two go head-to-head on the track?" Cruz himself has expressed interest in revisiting Cole Trickle. In an interview with Today Show Australia, Cruz said, "I'm thinking and talking about what could we do and what's possible for a Days of Thunder sequel." So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that we could see Cruz and Pitt together in the future, racing against each other in what could be the most epic crossover of the decade.
There's nothing I can't do with a race car.
And of course, when asked if he'd work with Cruz again, Brad Pitt was all in, but with one very important condition. "I'm not gonna hang my ass off airplanes and shit like that." Fair enough, Brad. I think we can all agree. No one needs to see that anytime soon. So there you have it. The hilarious reason Tom Cruise backed out of Ford vs. Ferrari has everything to do with his need for speed. He just couldn't pass up the chance to race those cars. But now, with the potential of a Days of Thunder sequel and a F1 follow-up, we might just get to see these two stars back on the track together. What do you think? Would you love to see Cruz and Pitt racing against each other? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fun movie and TV updates. See you in the next one!
You think you can beat Ferrari?
Fucking sure.